Hi, Kim. I'm trying to get this camera right. My mount is not behaving. Oh, it's like loose for some reason. Oh, goodness. Go away, Bixby. Hold on, guys. Okay, I think that's better. Whoops. Hold on. Okay. So who's on? Kim, Christy? Hello, 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 everybody. My camera's kind of slanting for some reason. My mount is really acting up, and I don't know why it is so, but it is. Okay, I hope that's better. So hi, Kim, Christy, and Sherry. Hello, hello, hello. Um, how are you ladies doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. Can you guys hear me okay? I know that, like I said, the camera's kind of at an angle and I don't know why. Tired but good. Yeah, I'm on spring break, so I didn't have any work the last 2 days. All right, cool. So let me turn my volume down here. I don't know how I got on that page. Yeah. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm like I said, I'm on spring break right now. I haven't really done much, and I don't really have much planned to do. Um, but hopefully I'll do something that I could go back and say, oh, I did such and such. But I really don't have anything planned. Um, mm, Today the mission was to get my oil changed, and I'm sure if y'all watch my videos regularly, you know I've been talking about getting my oil change. And I finally get to Walmart today and they're not busy, but I can't get my oil change because some sticker that they need you to have under the hood that shows like type of car and the type of motor and everything and how much oil, that sticker wasn't under my hood. And I was like, well, this doesn't make sense. So how did the sticker not there? I always come to you guys. Hey, Kate. I said, I always come to you guys to get it done. So how did the sticker disappear? Well, come to find out, when I had my accident for Thanksgiving and I got the car repaired because my whole hood had to be repaired, somehow the sticker didn't get put back on there. So I couldn't even get my oil changed today. And I was very upset. I told the guy, I was like, I've been trying to get this done for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and y'all are always busy. And finally today, y'all aren't busy and I can't do it. So my brother was able to get his done, but I just had to like I said, I'm gonna move this camera a little more. I'm gonna have to just wait, I guess. I don't I don't have a choice. And I wanted to get it done while I was out, and so I don't know how long I'm gonna have to wait to get that sticker that I need. So I'm gonna try and check with the people that repaired my car and see if I can get it from them. If not, the guy was saying I need to go like to the dealership, and I really don't want to go to the dealership to get it. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do. So, are any of you guys on like spring break right now? Any of you? Yeah, I'm not happy. I'm so, because every time I've been going, they've been having like a 2 hour wait. Yeah, the same thing happened to my older brother. He got his car repaired. They forgot to put the sticker back. And so he had to go get the sticker in order to get everything down. No, I work in corporate America, so that's not apply to me. I'm sorry, Kim. Uh, oh, not until late April, Christy. Wow. Yeah, I remember those days, Kim, being in corporate America, and then everybody was like fighting to get all the best holidays and everything off. I remember those days. I used to have what was it, Wednesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays off. That's how my schedule, that was the last schedule that I had when I worked in corporate America. And I mean, I liked having those days, but it was just hard to get the vacation time. Not sure though when my son's school has spring break. Have to check the calendar. Yeah, it was kind of weird today when I was seeing like a lot of kids in the store, and then I had to remind myself, like, oh, the kids are on spring break. That's why a lot of kids are not in school right now. Because it was a little weird at first. Like, I really want to go to the zoo, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Well, not that if I'm going to be able to do it, if I'm going to do it. Our zoo is always pretty crowded, and I know they're going to probably really be crowded for spring break. San Antonio gets a lot of tourists for spring break and summer, and I just don't like being around a bunch of tourists. That's one reason I stay away from our downtown. Our downtown is very popular with tourists because we have, you know, the river walk and everything down here. But I just try to stay away. You should do at least one thing. I know, I want to do something. I didn't really, well, yesterday I was like kind of in a funk yesterday because the devil already tried to ruin my week. So I was kind of in a funk yesterday. So I really didn't do much yesterday. You know, I was working on my Miss Maker challenge a little bit yesterday and today. That's really about all that I've done, but not much. Oh yeah, ours is crazy when it's no school and sunny. Be a tourist for a day and visit the zoo or something. You know, I do want to go because, like I was saying in one of the videos, they made a lot of what do you want to say, add-ons and stuff to our zoo, and I haven't been in some years. So maybe I'll do that and go to the little train ride that they do. There's a park right next to our zoo, and they have a little train that kind of goes and rides through the park and everything. So I'll probably go do that. Bring us with you. Come join me. Join me. One thing I learned when I was at the zoo the last time, because I was a little disappointed because like all of the animals were asleep. But one of the workers were saying that you want to come early because that's when they feed them. They feed them early, and then they tend to go to sleep after that. I'm like, y'all might need to change the feeding schedule because that's why we come to the zoo. We come to see them, and we don't want them to all just be asleep, you know, when we come there. So yeah, I probably will try and make a trip there to the zoo. Yeah, I really want to see the lions, and they were knocked out. They were like, they get their meat and they're gone for the day. They clonk out. These animals act like me. They eat and then they want to go to sleep. So definitely, I really wanted to drive up to Austin and up to Waco, but I don't know if any of you guys have been in Texas along I-35. I call it the death highway. That's what I call it, because there's always construction and there's always accidents, and that's the one highway that the state troopers love to hide out on I-35. Yeah. And I am kind of a little bit of a speed demon, so I just don't want to deal with the traffic of going to Austin and going to Waco. But we shall see. I'm going to find something to do because I just can't sit in this house like the whole time that I'm out. Been to Dallas, Allen, and McKinney. I've never been to Allen and McKinney, but I've been in Dallas several times. I have family that lives in the Dallas area, mainly like on the outskirts, like Arlington and I think it's Mansfield. It starts with an M. I think it's Mansfield. So, but yeah, I-35 is horrible. Never been to Texas? Oh, Kate, you gotta come to Texas. The bad thing about living in San Antonio, kind of central Texas, because our state is so huge, it takes forever just to get out of the state if I want to travel somewhere. And that's always a problem. That is always a problem. Yeah. So, like going to Oklahoma, most of the times is spent leaving Texas. And then it's like once you get to the border, I think it's about an hour to get to like Oklahoma City. Yeah, you have family in Texas, but I've not been in Texas since I was in college. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot to do here. I've not even explored my state as much as I would like to. um, we used to have this TV show, and I don't know if it still comes on. It was called Texas Country Reporter, and on that show, they would kind of showcase all these little small towns throughout Texas. And I remember one episode they showed this little old lady who lived way like out in the backwoods somewhere, and she made these fabulous pastries. Of course, I would remember that, right? So she made these fabulous looking pastries, and I always said I want to go to that town and try her food, you know. But I learned about a lot of new different restaurants and places from that show, but I don't know if it still comes on. I know they had like I think they had made a book, a Texas Country Reporter book before, but I always said I wanted to do a Texas Country Reporter road trip and just go explore a lot of those little towns and stuff. So yeah, haven't done much yet, but hopefully I'll come up with something tonight and plan it out for the rest of the week. But my topic for tonight is when to say no. So some people don't have a problem saying no. It's really easy for them. But then sometimes others, and I think, you know, this might go back to some of our personality types too. Sometimes others, it's harder for us to say no. I feel like as I've gotten older, I feel like I'm starting to say more better than I used to. I think when I was younger, I was just a little bit more tolerant of things and of people. And as I get older, I'm just like losing the patience a lot, which I need to work on, and I'm still trying to work on it. You know, Kim, I know you don't have a problem saying no, Kim, because you're the one trying to keep us on track with budgeting and everything. But it is liberating. It is, you know, and I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it. So I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm kind of like on this three strikes thing. And then I kind of hate to do that because God doesn't just give us three strikes, you know, he just gives us chance after chance after chance after chance. But then I said to myself, but I'm not God. I can't keep giving these people all these chances. I just can't, you know, I can't do it, you know. I have a problem saying no too. Yeah, it's hard sometimes. So now I kind of have like this whole three strike policy with people. Depending on the severity of strikes one and two, they may get to strike three. But there are some people where they don't like confrontation, so they just will not say no. My thing is, if there is a negative pattern of behavior that has been shown and you continuously allow that to take place, you continuously allow that in your space, in your life, then it's just going to eventually escalate into something much worse if you don't put your foot down and learn to say no. What do you guys find is the hardest part for you when it comes to saying no? Is it hurting somebody's feelings? Is it just you just want to be nice? Or what would you say makes it difficult for you to say no? But I'm getting better at it too. Yeah. I talk talked about my personality type, and when it comes to business, I'm really not that concerned about your feelings. And it sounds harsh, but that's just kind of how it is. Hey, Juicy Fly, welcome. Letting certain people down. Yes, I'm a lot better about saying no than I used to be. Yeah, it's like with my godson, I used to want to give him the world and just say yes, 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 yes. But as he's getting older and he's not a little baby anymore, and he needs to learn responsibility and he needs to have consequences, I am learning to say no more. And and now I know how my parents used to feel when we used to be like, well, why? Well, because I said so. So, don't ask. I don't have to. Sometimes I tell them, I don't have to explain anything to you. You're a child and I'm an adult. I don't have to explain anything to you. I said no and I meant oh. So, yeah, you can't allow people to take advantage of you. So saying no is very important. And so is setting boundaries. Amen. Yes. Yes. I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer of what you allow will continue. Somebody had the nerves to tell me that that was not true. That is true. What you allow will continue, because if someone is out there taking advantage of your kindness, taking advantage of the fact that you don't really say no, using you for money, for connections, whatever the case may be, if that's their spirit, they're not going to stop doing that. That's their spirit. So they're going to keep on doing whatever you're allowing them to do. And that's what I said. When people show that a pattern of behavior, that's when you need to put your foot down and you just need to say, you know what? No. And when people have shown total disregard for anybody else, you really need to say no. And that's when you don't get to strike three. When you have shown total disregard for others, I'm done with you. And like I said, depending on the severity of what you've done, you may not even get to strike two with me. And my best friend he's starting to learn to say no too, because he's very yes, a lot of the times, and very giving and stuff. But I'm just like, sometimes people are like, well, people deserve a second chance. No, I'm sorry. If people have really shown who they are, what they are, and if it is toxic and it is not beneficial to have this person in your space, a second chance is not what you want to give them. You want to move on. You want to move on and just, as they say, wash your hands, cut your ties with them. I think that is a trait I got from my mom. She would tell you, no, in a heartbeat. Yes, you know how your parents used to have that little talk with you before you go to the store, that we're about to go into the store talk? Don't touch nothing, don't ask for nothing, and don't hit me with the basket. So your parents would have that talk with you, and more than likely you would still be in the store asking for something. And it's funny because as a child, you don't see why that frustrates your parents, but when you become a parent, then you see how it's frustrating. So like when my godson, I give him that talk. I kid you not, this kid still does everything that I tell him not to do in the store. Don't touch nothing. He's constantly touching stuff. Don't ask for nothing. He thinks every time he goes somewhere, he's supposed to get something. It could be something that he's had multiple times already. Or he sees a gumball machine and, oh, can I get a gumball? Can I get a candy? Like, boy, no. He's 10. He's 10 years old. And he wants everything that he sees. And it's like, Mika, can I get Mika? I want, oh, Mika. And then he just has this impulse thing where he's just always touching stuff. And I'm just like, dude, don't touch anything. Just leave it be. That way we won't have any problems. But I'm trying to get him to understand that. I have a 9-year old. I totally get it. Yeah. Can't get him everything he sees. No. And I tell him, no, no, no. Can I get a snack? If it's not a toy he's wanting, he wants a snack. You've had a million toys. You don't keep up with your toys. You're not responsible with them. You break them, all of that. Mm-mm. Yeah. You end up with entitled kids. I think the world is exactly. And so, like for Christmas, I didn't get him anything for Christmas because his behavior and stuff in school and his grades were not good and all of that. And I was like, mm-mm. So he didn't even really have a desire to come spend Christmas with me because yeah, I guess you remember me telling him he wasn't really gonna get anything. Hey, Bev. Um, but my parents will be like, okay, we're gonna stop buying this, we're gonna stop buying stuff, we're not gonna get him anything else, but they will still continuously buy him things. And I'm like, y'all need to stop because he's gonna always expect something from y'all. Like when we would go to church all the time and my mom knew I was going to have him for the weekend, she would make like a little snack bag for him to have at church. And he would got to the point where he was asking like, Grandma, where's my snack bag? Because he expected it, you know. But you have to learn to say no. Um, I used to I used to try to be nice to people because I started realizing, you know, God blesses you, bless somebody else, but God doesn't ask you to be a fool for anybody else, though. He don't ask you to do that. So, I'm not going to be a fool for you. Once I figure out what you're really about, it's time to move on. And I've even gotten better at I will not always address something that somebody has said or done. I don't address everything. I've learned to pick the battles. Um, but sometimes I feel some things do need to be addressed and I will address them. Um, but I know some people that they don't know how to say no because they don't want there to be confrontation or this person is my friend or that's my family and I don't really want to cause a rift there, you know. Charisma said, who that? Oh, that's Miss Brown. Hey, Charisma. So it's like, if you don't have the conflict, what you consider you're going to have conflict now, and you let this escalate, what do you think is going to be then? Like, what does a person have to say or do? To what extent do they have to say something? To what extent do they have to do something before enough is enough? Because with me, it don't always take a lot. It doesn't always take a lot. So, Bev, I know you just joined us. We were talking about when to say no, and we're talking about whether or not we have problems saying no. And we know Kim does not have a problem saying no. She said it's not an issue for her. And like she said, it's very liberating. And you just got to learn, you know, some people will continue to expect you to carry them. Sometimes the fact that we don't say no makes us enablers. And the last thing you want to do is be an enabler to someone who has a very bad, poor, illegal, or morally immoral, rather, habit. You don't want to enable someone like that. Like if I remember one time, this old lady that I know, she had asked me to go purchase her some beer. Now I don't drink, so I'm not gonna go purchase any alcohol because I don't drink. And so I explained to her, I was like, well, listen, I'm sorry, but I don't drink. And she was understanding. She was like, okay, I understand. That was the end of that. I didn't buy the alcohol. I told her no. She understood. Um, and then I remember one year, I think this is like my second year of teaching. And one of the teachers wanted me to come to some kind of training thing on the weekend. And I was like, well, Saturday is my day of worship. I can't make it, you know. And she knew that I was selling Mary Kay at the time too. She was like, well, I'm sure if it was a Mary Kay event, then you would go. Number one, that's none of your business, number one. But number two, no, I wouldn't. And I told her, I said, no, I don't go to Mary Kay events on Saturdays either. I don't hold Mary Kay skincare classes on the Sabbath either. I wait and hold them on Sundays if that's the case. She didn't know she was walking on a thin line coming at me like that. But yeah, so I said no. She didn't take it well. But some people, when you explain why you're saying no, some people will respect that and they'll be okay with that. Now, those that just want to use and abuse and all that, they ain't going to be happy with a no. They're just not going to be happy with a no. Too bad. No. If you've shown me that I can't trust you, if you've shown me that you're just trying to get what you can get from me, if you've shown me that you don't want to do for yourself and you want somebody else to do for you, I'm going to eventually get you that no. And like I said, it's going to either be within 2 to 3 strikes that you're going to get it. And it might be after strike 1. But what does that have to do with you buying it for her, if you don't mind asking? Oh, so she wanted me to go to a training for work, and I told her I couldn't go. And she goes, well, I was selling Mary Kay, and she knew that I was selling Mary Kay. So she said that if I would probably still have my Mary Kay events on that same day. And I said, no, I don't do any Mary Kay events on Sabbath. Sorry, I don't. So she felt a little stupid once I explained that to her. But it is what it is, you know. Oh, you mean the beer? You mean the beer? What does you have to do with? But what does it have to do with you? Because I don't drink alcohol, I choose not to purchase it either. And that's part of my witness, you know. If I go and I'm purchasing it, that affects my witness. And if I'm trying to witness to people that, you know, alcohol is not, that's my personal choice, but that I don't drink alcohol. I mean, I did when I was in my 20s. I chose to give that up. I just don't do alcohol anymore. So I just didn't want to purchase it. That's the same as if somebody smokes and they want me to go purchase cigarettes. I'm not going to purchase cigarettes for you because I don't smoke. So I'm just not gonna do it, you know. Even like with my godson, sometimes he wants, like, I felt bad because when he was with me last week, I bought shrimp for him. I don't eat shellfish for health reasons, and I still bought him the shrimp, but I didn't really want to, you know. Hi, Nikki. So things like that, you know. I'm not going to do anything that I feel goes against my morals just because you want me to do it, right? I don't drink either, and I don't want to buy it. Exactly. That's how I am. And so I was very, I mean, the old lady, she understood, and she didn't have a problem with it, you know. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people in my family that drink. A lot of people in my family drink, let me tell you. Family gatherings, the Sprite and the Coke is not there for just regular consumption. That is there to mix with the drinks. And I drink a lot of Sprite. So when we have these family gatherings, I go try to grab my Sprite up quick because they're going to use it all for the drinks. They're going to use it all for the drinks. But I've encountered several people, and I've kind of talked about this in other lives, where they come off as really needing assistance, and you want to help them. They seem so sincere about trying to do and better themselves, and then you turn around and you find out that you're just trying to use me. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, people tend to think that myself and my brothers, like, that we just have a whole lot of money. Maybe it's my extensive shoe collection. that makes people think that I have money. I don't have money like that. Like, no. If I had a lot of money, I would be a mint condition groupie. I've said that. I would be a mint condition groupie if I had a lot of money. And my shoe collection would be even more extensive. I purchase a lot of items at discount prices and on sale and things. I'm not rich. My godson, literally, I had to get him straight about that too. I'm like, I don't know where you get it from, thinking I have a lot of money. I think that comes from his daddy. I think his daddy has him thinking that. Like, I don't have a lot of money. So I think a lot of people just tend to think that me and my brothers, like we just have all this money to just freely give to people. No. No, we don't. If you knew what my student loan debt was, you might want to give me some money. You might want to start a GoFundMe account for my student loan debt. Like, come on now. Private institutions cost a whole lot of money. So I don't know where that comes from. And we have all encountered people that just want to take. And it's like, no, I don't mind helping somebody, but what are you doing for yourself? And if you're not trying to do for yourself and you just think I'm just going to keep dishing it out to you, wrong. That's when you learn to say no. You got to learn to say no. So some people just joined us. Nikki and it was somebody else, Juicy, not too long ago. So we're talking about when to say no, whether or not we have an issue saying no to people. Hey, Cheryl. Or if it's easy for us to just say no. Like I said, I'm learning. One thing that's really, like I said, really going to get me there is your pattern of behavior. Even like with my, with my godson's dad, he tries to use the godson to get a lot of things. And so I'll just be like, no. Oh, did I say no? Yeah, and no. Mariah Carey has this new song. I need to just make that my mantra, my motto for these days. That's a no. No. Sorry. You have to learn, because people will continue to use you dry. And there was someone that that I had considered my friend some years back, and she was a single mother, and I was really trying to be there and help her out or whatever. And then I found out that she was just using people, and I was just like, no. And then how are you gonna get mad at me because I cut you off? Like, why are you going to get mad at me because I found out who you really are? You can't get mad at me. Be mad at yourself for being that way and try to make a change and do better and treat people better, especially people that have tried to help you out, you know. I'm watching on two devices, my phone and the yes, Cheryl, we're having a good Tuesday. We're talking about when to say no. So there I'm not going to go into details because this is fresh and I don't want to get myself upset. Yeah, she should be mad at herself. Exactly, mad at herself. So recently there was an issue where someone I know should have said no, and they did not say no, and the person had already shown a pattern of behavior. And because the one person that should have said no did not say no, it ended up affecting several people. So it got to the point where the person that was causing the issues was being selfish, apparently, because they did not think about the bigger picture and all of the people involved and all of the people that would be affected. And then it escalated into something that it didn't even need to escalate to. Hey, Tanya. Tanya is our winner of our YouTube March Memories giveaway. So congratulations again to you, Tanya. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, it, the last couple of days, I've been so angry. My mom was scared I was gonna have an aneurysm, like seriously, because that's just how bad the situation had escalated. When one person could have just said no to that one other person, and the pattern of behavior has been going on for some years now. But they didn't want confrontation. So because you didn't want confrontation, and then to top it off, now it's like the person that should have said no is now trying to kind of hand the issue off to me to deal with. No, I'm not. And believe me, you don't want me to deal with this. As angry as I am, you don't want me to deal with this situation. So you deal with it. Because if I deal with it, nobody's going to like the outcome. I had to get a little, tough with my students on Friday because they weren't turning in work and stuff like that. So I said, listen, I'm really nice. I'm a really nice person. But you don't want this smile to change, okay? I said, now, if we got a problem with y'all getting work done, just know if there's a problem, I solve problems every day. That's what I do. I'm a mathematician. I solve problems every day, but you may not like my solution. So either you're going to fix it or I'm going to solve it and you're going to have to deal with my solution, which you may not like. And so that's why right now I'm like, I rebuke Satan in the name of Jesus. I am not dealing with the situation. I'm not letting it ruin my spring break. No. And that's another thing that kind of upset me. I'm like, no consideration that I'm trying to enjoy myself right now. And you want to just throw all this drama in my lap. Let me take this drama out my lap and throw it right back at you. Sorry. Not dealing with it. So yeah, yesterday, like I said, I was like in a little funk because of it. Trying not to think about it or deal with it for the rest of the week. No, could have alleviated a lot of it. Yes, that's my thing. If a situation can be avoided and alleviated, if you don't take the steps to do that, then you have become the problem just as much as the problem that was already at hand. You have now become a part of the problem because you could have alleviated it and you did it. I don't understand that. If I can alleviate something, you can best believe I'm going to nip that in the bud and no. Don't let no one steal your joy. No, it ain't happening. They're not stealing my joy. I'm just going to pray for mercy for them and enjoy my week. You know what I mean? I'm going to enjoy my week. Because that's just nothing but the devil trying to keep me down because I'm on break. Y'all might hear some music, but that's my brother in there exercising, so forgive the music if y'all hear it. I'm sure y'all do because my phone picks up everything. But yeah, so I I've had to distance myself from a lot of people over the years because they were takers and they were not givers. And I can't stand when you're just a taker. Because not only may you be draining somebody of their financially, you may be draining somebody emotionally and mentally and spiritually because you're continuously taking. And my thing is when people let you know they have no regard for anybody else, you need to move around from them. Because those people are the kind of people, they're not going to change their behaviors. They have already shown total disregard. Like, come on now. So you absolutely have to say, nope. Sometimes you can say no and the relationship can move on without any issues. But sometimes you have to say no and you have to sever the ties immediately. um, because things are just not going to progress to getting any better because of people and their actions. Me too. I had to let. Yes, yes. You know, I almost titled this episode "What About Your Friends," but I was like, nah, I'll change that title to "When to Say No," because it can relate to just. It doesn't have to be friends. It doesn't just have to be family. It could be coworkers. It could be church members. You know, you encounter all kinds of people that you have to say no to. You know, um, there was a lady in the store one day, and she was trying to buy some beer and something else. I don't remember what it was. She was in line in front of me and my older brother. We were in the store together that day. And she needed like some extra change or whatever. And I think we ended up giving it to her. I think we did. Um, and then when she walked away, because I was wondering why the cashier was so frustrated with her. And when she walked away, the cashier explained to us that she does that every time she comes in the store. He said every time she comes in, she tries to act like she doesn't have enough money on her card and she begs somebody in the line to give her some money. So I didn't know she had a pattern of behavior, right? But the cashier knew, and that explained his level of frustration with her. If I had known she had a pattern of this behavior, I wouldn't have given her anything. You know what I mean? I probably would have said no. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to look for those patterns of behavior with people, because if she keeps coming in the store and someone keeps giving her money when she puts on this con, because that's pretty much what it is a con, she's gonna keep getting money from people and keeping her money in her pocket and somebody else paying for her things. You know, I mean, it's just a bad though, and that's what I mean by people having like no regard for other people. This might be my last dimes that I'm giving to you because I feel like you really need it. For one, I didn't want to give her anything because she was buying beer. I think we just pulled, my brother pulled some change out of his pocket, I think, and gave to her. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just crazy stuff like that, you know. Um, and I've told you guys too about how my job, everybody wanted me to be the spokesperson, but nobody ever wanted to stand up or like kind of like support me when I was having the issues with the managers or anything like that. So I got to the point where I was like, no, I'm not speaking up for everybody else. This is going to be Tamika speaking up for Tamika. That reminds me of the people who are begging on every street corner here in Las Vegas. You never know who's for real or not. Exactly. Exactly. And you know the sad thing about that, Christy, is some people actually make a living out of that. They did a news story on a girl one time who would go out on the street and she would make herself look all tattered and worn with the clothing, and she had like a cane or whatever, and she would beg, and then she would go get in this expensive car. They followed her. She went, got in this expensive car, drove to her apartment, changed into all these glitzy night clothes, and got in her little fancy car and went out on the town. So, I mean, it's sad because there are people that are actually in need. And when we encounter people that are just users and abusers, then it makes us a little reluctant to help other people. And sometimes some other people are really in need. You know what I mean? And it's sad. It's really just kind of sad. And a lot of people have been caught faking that whole thing. Like they literally make a living, and they're like making hundreds and hundreds of dollars sometimes um in a day, and then they go home and they go chill. You know what I mean? And it's just, I always say, for people that are greedy, crafty, sketchy, sneaky, sly, abusive, conniving, all of that stuff, if you took all that energy, because it takes a whole lot more energy to do wrong than it does to do right. And if you could just take that energy and do something positive with it, what a better world we would have. I agree, Kirsty. Some people will mess it up for the people who really, yeah. Yes, I don't mind helping people who truly need it. Exactly. And if I find that you can get off your butt and do better for yourself and you're choosing not to, I'm done with you. Like, I'm done with you. There have been people that I know at times have been making more money than me, and they're always looking for somebody to give them something. Excuse me? What? Or people that claim to just be in dire need, but you're going out and you're spending money here, you're spending money there. So you're not in need. You just got your priorities messed up. And you'd rather spend your money the way you want to spend it and have somebody else take care of all of your expenses for you. That's not cool. And if I find out that that's the kind of thing that you're up to, I'm not giving you a penny. If I find a penny on the ground, I'm not going to even give it to you, because you need to do for yourself. You stop using people. And I don't think people really realize that there are consequences to all of your actions. Things are going to come back to you. And like I said, God have mercy. God have mercy. You know, just to not think about all the other people that you're affecting when you're doing these things that you're doing. You're affecting other people. It's not just about you, but because you're so selfish, you don't care who's affected. Your whole thing is, let me get what I want out of this situation by any means necessary. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. And I've just encountered too many people like that over my lifetime. And it's like, and then what really, really, really makes me mad is when you figure out how people are and they know that you now know how they are, and they go and they try to make you look bad to somebody else because they're afraid you're going to tell people how they really are. Guess what? I don't have to go tell people anything, because more than likely somebody else is going to figure it out for themselves too. They're going to see how you really are. I don't always got to run back and tell somebody how somebody else is. I sit back and I wait for them to figure it out on their own. Did you see? Like, ooh, do you know so? Yep, I was wondering when you were going to figure that out. But like I said, I have serious discernment. Like, I can like figure stuff out rather quickly sometimes. And that's just how the brain works here, and I'll be like, oh, so that's what you did. I have figured out people have done things and they have wondered how in the world I have figured it out. It happens all the time. Like, how does she figure that out? And if you know me, if you really know me, you ought to know that I don't have a problem with confrontation. I don't have a problem with confrontation. And I don't confront people to cause problems. I'm not a problem starter. That's not what I do. I don't start problems, but I'll solve them and I'll finish them, but I don't start them. So if I come to confront you, it's because you've really, really messed up. Like, you've done something so foul that I just can't let it go. If I know something you've done and I haven't confronted you, that's probably scarier for you than if I do come confront you. Because now you're wondering, oh my God, what is she thinking? What is she gonna do? That's if you really know who I am as a person. If I know you've done it and I haven't said something, you should be scared. You should just be sitting back, kind of scared, wondering, what is she gonna do? What is she gonna say? But sometimes I just let stuff go, because that's what I'm learning to do. Let it go and let God. It sounds like my mom. Yeah, it just, total disregard for others infuriates me. Like it infuriates me. Like one day I might be able to tell y'all about my recent situation, but I just cannot talk about it right now because it's too fresh. But y'all gonna be like, what? What? Total disregard for others. Foul, foul, foul on so many levels. The problem will work itself out eventually. Exactly. You know, like I said, God can do to you worse than I can ever do to you. You know, your consequences can be much worse than what I can ever do to you. But just know that you can't get away with everything forever. Like, you just can't. There's going to come a time where either somebody's going to tell you no, or you're going to suffer the consequences of your actions because someone didn't tell you no. And that's how that goes. That's how that goes. When you have that spirit of discernment. Yes. And you know, Tanya, sometimes I just wish I didn't figure everything out. I just wish I didn't notice a lot of things because I am a fixer by nature. And then it just starts to weigh on me. And I really wish I didn't notice a lot of things, but I notice a whole lot of things. You know, that's what I do. Like there were so many instances, especially at church, where I would be like, oh my goodness, that's what's going on here. And I would go explain it to my mom, and she's like, I didn't even notice that. Mom, how did you not notice that? How did you not figure that out? Hey, Karen. Yeah, and it's sad because I've sometimes felt like I wasn't, like, people will be like, you know, keep your eyes on God. Just come to church and keep your focus on God and keep your eyes on God. Yes, I understand that. And I do go to church with my focus on the Lord, but I ain't stupid. I ain't stupid, you know? And I feel like in God's house, I'm going to be even more aware of things that are not right. You know, that's just how I feel. In God's house, I'm going to be even more aware of things that are not right. And if it's really happening in his house, I really want to address it. Like, it's really hard for me to just not say anything about foul things that go on in the house of God. Like, it is just like, it kills me. It just kills me. And I haven't been to church. Like, I have not been to church in like a year and a half. I've told y'all some of the issues I've had. And the church that I was going to, they're about to get a new pastor. So somebody was telling me, you can come now once we get a new pastor. And I'm saying to myself, no. No, I'm not returning there for several reasons. The pastor wasn't the only problem. Some of the members were the problem. There's just a bad spirit amongst the place. And the people are not focused on what they need to be focused on. And until they are, I can't do it. Now, my mom, she still attends. She had stopped attending. She started going back because my mother's one of those old school ladies that just has to be at church. Church to me is not the building. And the Bible tells me that. The church are the people. And I can't get with people that are you're going to have problems in every church, yes. But when you just straight up just foolishness, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. We're living in the last days. We need to be serious about, you know, the message that God has given us to go out and teach and the word to people. We need to be serious about that. We should not be worried about entertaining ourselves within the church and things like that. And so that's why I yes. So I was like, if there's something not right, it needs to be addressed. And I actually gave them an analogy in a church meeting one time. I gave them an analogy. I don't know if I told y'all about this. And I said, when you have a cut and you don't clean it and you don't attend to that cut, then it's going to get infected. And I said, and that's what's wrong with this church. I said, so many things happen that are not right, that are not of God, that God is not pleased with, but we don't address them. And so the church is infected. I told them that in a meeting. I know they didn't like it, and I really didn't care. They never liked what I had to say because I always came with the truth. You know what? The truth hurts sometimes, but sometimes it needs to be said. You know, you have to do what's best for you, and no is a full sentence, as they say. Exactly. So I said, no, I'm done. I'm not coming back. I'm just not doing it. You know, and they have a youth program there that my godson was in. They have a program called Adventures, which is for smaller kids, for like age 3 to I think 4th grade, and then they have an older program called Pathfinders for 5th grade to 18 years old. I have to go. I have an early long day tomorrow. All right, Karen, thanks for popping in though. Yes, unfortunately, Tanya, that's so right. And so they have these youth programs, and I thought about, you know, putting my godson back in there to the youth program, but then I'm like, I don't attend. My mom attends, but I don't attend, which means I'd have to go there to drop him off and pick him up and go to the events that they have. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I could put him in the same programs in another church, which I've talked to him about, but he's saying he doesn't want to do it. But I'm really going to try and change his mind about that because I think he needs that structure. I wish you all a wonderful night. You too, Karen. Have a good night. But I told my mom, no is no. The new pastor can come, but I'm still not coming. This is like, because it was my second go around with the same group of people. I'd experienced them once. It didn't work out. Left. They got a new pastor. I went. Same drama. I left. They're going to get a new pastor, but it's the same people. So I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. No. Like they said, no, it's a whole sentence. No, it's a whole sentence. So I'm learning. And you know what's another thing I realized that helps me when it comes to saying no, because my circle is so much smaller than what it used to be. That helps. My best friend has a huge circle. He has a lot of siblings. He has a lot of nieces and nephews and all this. And it's really hard for him to say no sometimes, but he has a big circle though. Hey, Coffee. Queen of everything. Hello, how are you? But yeah, having a smaller circle has really helped in saying no. Because I don't have a lot of people that I have to say no to. And it's not that hard for me anymore. And I am getting better with my godson saying no. And just people in general just saying no. I'm good. We are good. How have you been? I'm happy to see you, ma'am. Thanks for all the inspiration you've been putting up on Instagram every day. Thank you for that. We're missing Empress tonight. I know she would love to tap in this conversation. Yes, so Coffee, we were talking about when to say no. And like I said, saying no helps us to not be enablers. When we're constantly giving and constantly saying yes, when we know people need to be making a change, we're just enabling them to continue the behavior that they're doing. And I'm not a fan of seeing the same kind of negative behavior from somebody. I'm not a fan of that. And that's why I have to distance myself. That's like with my godson's dad. I keep everything, try to keep everything strictly about him, about the godson, and keep as minimal communication between he and I as possible, because he can light a fire in me easily. I told y'all, I think that was last week, I was talking about him, how disrespectful and everything he can be. So yeah. Oh yes, she would for sure. Cooking dinner, be ready. I got a recipe video coming for y'all, speaking about dinner. So, and I had thought to do like a live cook with me today, but I was gonna need assistance, and then like my brother wasn't gonna be able to help me. It was gonna be hard for me to film it live and do all the stuff that I needed to do. And but yeah. Hey Michelle, what's going on? Michelle, you're so organized, lady. We need to take some pointers from you. I would love to see. Yeah, I was really consider doing it live. Now here, brother, he's jamming. He's jamming in there. Yeah, he's been faithful with those workouts. Like, I don't know how he does it. Like, I couldn't do the, what do they call it, reps? So he's just like this repetition of different things that he does. And can I get you to cook for me? Y'all, I don't even like to cook. That's what's crazy. I don't even like to cook. But I posted a photo a few weeks ago on Instagram of this roasted cauliflower and broccoli pasta meal. And I had been promising y'all that cook with me, but it's coming. If I don't put it up Thursday, it will be up on Friday for sure. I've already filmed it. I just need to edit it, and then I will definitely have that for you guys. But yeah, let me try out the meal that I'm gonna make tonight, and if that goes well, then I'll probably do a cook with me on that too. So I'm trying out a new product. It's a sausage by this company called Beyond, and they're supposed to be very, very good. So I'm gonna say that I'm primarily vegetarian coffee. I do cheat sometimes and have some chicken or some turkey, every now and then a hamburger or something like that. But I try to keep beef intake very low. I try to keep that low, and the last few times that I've had, like even chicken, I didn't even really want it. I just ate it because I was wanting to get something quick, and in my area, there's no vegetarian quick food in this area. So yeah, you should make a pie on Thursday or a pie on Pie Day. I've never made, nope, I take that back. I have made pie before. I made I made small apple pies one year for the 4th of July. I think I made them in a muffin. Did I make them in a muffin tin? Because I remember I did a blog post and everything about it. My godson helped me. I had to get his permission from his dad to like have him in my photos and stuff, and put them online. But yeah, I took like, and it was very easy, y'all. I made a very easy pie. I used ready-made pie crust, you know, the Pillsbury ones that you roll out or whatever. I used it was like an apple pie. It wasn't an apple pie filling. It was this apple stuff that my brother was mixing into his oatmeal. So it was like in the canned fruit section of the store or whatever, but it wasn't apple pie filling. But I took that, I put that in there, I cut out like little star shape and put on the top. And the funny thing is, I couldn't find a star cookie cutter. Well, I was being cheap. I could have found one if I really went and wanted to pay some money being cheap. I'm gonna tell y'all for real. I had gone to the dollar store, and I don't know if y'all remember those little toys. They have like the little ball in them. You try to get the ball in the hole. So they had one of those shaped like a star. So I bought a couple of those, washed them real good because you know people touch stuff in the store. Washed them real good so they would be free of germs. And I literally use those things as my cookie cutters. I'm not gonna even lie. I use them as my cookie cutters. Excuse me. And I cut the pastry crust with those, and then I had the little star on top. But you know, maybe I'll make something like that. I don't know. I haven't. That's as close as I've gotten to making a pie. I've never made a pie before. As much as I like to bake and stuff, I've never made a pie. Now, wait a minute. Let me see what y'all are saying. I have some Beyond Meat in my freezer. Really? Have you tried the sausages? Coffee. Chrissy. Yes, Thursday is Pie Day. Yay, yay, yay. I know, I'm probably one of the only people excited about that. I have been debating doing keto. Do a keto fat bomb. What's a keto fat bomb? What's a keto fat bomb? I'm afraid to do keto because it seems like there's a lot of meat on that keto. There's a lot of protein. And I've been told that it's not good for a woman to have too much protein. That's what I've been told. Cheesecake with lemon. Okay. I bet it was cute and delicious. It was cute. It was cute. I'm gonna have to post a picture on Instagram to show you guys. It's a dessert with a lot of fat. Desserts with a lot of fat are good. Like my brother made a cake last night. He's not eating any sweets right now, but I wanted a cake. I think I told y'all about how we call it a Bubba cake. We named it after my grandpa, but it's really a Sakatimi cake. When I tell y'all it was the best that it's ever been from anyone in my family ever, that cake was so beautiful and good last night. I almost want to go pick it up and show it to y'all. Hold on a minute. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see that cake? Look at that. It is so good. It is so good. There are vegetarians that do keto? Really? Wow. Yes, this cake. So my best friend, he was over here last night. We were outside in his car talking, and then my brother texts me a picture of the cake. And me and my bestie, we look at the picture and we're like, oh my God. I literally ran in the house to cut us a slice. It was so pretty too. Like, it's just so pretty. Like, you know, when something's so pretty, you don't even want to eat it. It is so good. It's so good. Oh my God. Like, my mom and my aunt are like the main people in our family that make this. And they make it for almost every family event. And they always used to make them for church. It has never been this good ever. And my brother went ahead and ate a slice last night. He had me laughing because he hasn't had any sweets. And he was like, I hope I don't get sick. I hope I don't get sick. I died laughing, but he said he felt okay today. So, but yeah, if I could give y'all a slice of this, like right now. So my mom knows how I am, right? My older brother's out of town. So, and my younger brother's the only one here with me. So you see almost all of the cake is there, right? So my mom was like, bring half of that cake over here because I know you'll eat that whole cake by yourself. So I'm going to take half of it to my daddy. He just had a birthday on Saturday, yeah, I think it was Saturday. So I'm going to take half of it to my daddy, and I'm going to keep the other half. And I text my bestie today. I told him, you probably need to come get some more cake because I will eat that other half all by myself if you don't come get some more of it. Y'all, it is, let me tell y'all, like when we were eating it in the car last night, I tore off a piece and I told my bestie, I said, look at this. Look at this. And I started squeezing. I said, look at how that looks between my fingers. And he was like, that's the total definition of food porn right there, the way you're talking about that cake. And my students always tell me that I have a way of talking about food, but yeah. So, sorry, I digressed from the cake, but I had to show that to y'all. I had to show y'all just the smell of it, like, oh. Let me tell y'all what's probably gonna happen. I'm probably gonna eat a slice of this before I even cook. And then I'm gonna probably eat some more afterwards with one of my million pints of ice cream that I have in there. I only like red velvet and pound cake. You know, I don't like red velvet coffee because it's a devil's food cake, and because I don't, almost every devil's food cake that I've had has not been moist, so I don't eat red velvet. Who said I haven't had sweets in 2 days? Yeah, I always have something sweet here. There's always ice cream. I always have some kind of candy. Sometimes I may not have the candy, but there's always the ice cream. And like right now, I got everything. I got cake, I got cookies, I got ice cream, I got candy. Both fruit flavored candy and chocolate candy. I got it all right now. I've got it all right now. So that's so sad, y'all. Stop talking about cake. I haven't had your red velvet. I'm gonna have to try it. Somebody has got to win me over with a red velvet cake because I have not been won over yet. It's a party. Yes. And you know that's the best part of a party is the cake. It's the best part of the party. Yep. And so I don't really like frosting. Like this cake is really supposed to be made like with a glaze, but we don't put a glaze on ours. And it usually has a streusel filling and we prefer it without the filling. I once made a red velvet because somebody told me my cake was probably dry. Ah, I wish I was there with you once. So, oh, Jasmine, it's so good. I wish I could just ship y'all a piece. Prove them wrong, huh? I feel ya. Yeah, like somebody said that about one of my vegetarian meals. That seems like it would be dry. No, it's not. It's not dry at all. Oh goodness. But yeah, I will be partaking of that some more later. I'm gonna try and force myself to go to my parents tonight and take my daddy half tonight because I know me. I will eat all this cake. Because like when we used to like take it for church, everybody would just keep trying to get more and more slices, and we'd be like, no, we have to make sure everybody gets some first. When they start realizing that my mom and my aunt and my brother could make this cake, they were always wanting it. I keep touching it. Yeah, I should probably go put it back on the counter. I'm gonna go put it back. Hold on, yeah. Okay, so my favorite cake is coconut cake. Like I love coconut, right? Now my younger brother used to make me a coconut cake almost every year for my birthday, but he doesn't even do that anymore. One year they had the nerve to go buy me this tired old coconut cake from the store. Really? Really? Did you really just buy me that? She didn't put it away. She ate it. Y'all, if I could eat that much cake that fast, y'all better call 911 and give me some help. I made that and my mom started having me make it every holiday. I really want to try one that is nice and moist and good. I'm not a fan of cheesecake. Like, I do not like cheesecake. To me, it's too rich. Like, it's very rich. And people will be like, just try different flavors. And it's just too rich. I don't know. Maybe I should try one with some coconut and maybe I'll like it. When I started making banana pudding, my office used to make it for all potlucks. I love a good banana pudding. I love a good banana pudding. I don't know if y'all get Bluebell ice cream where y'all are at. I think it's more of a southern brand, but we have Bluebell ice cream here. Their factory is in Brennan, Texas. They make a banana pudding ice cream. Now, I like ice cream, right? I like ice cream. But I can never just sit and eat a whole pint of it. I can't do that. But that was the one time I ate the entire pint in one sitting, is when I ate that banana pudding ice cream. It was literally banana pudding in an ice cream. Like, it was unbelievable. Have you tried, what was that? Have you had, oh no, I haven't, Christy. What's in that? Because, I'm usually won over for the minute somebody says coconut. What's in the, pull up? Are there any other fruits in there, or is it just the coconut primarily? We have Bluebell. I am going to try that. It's so good, Michelle. Oh, 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 it's so good. Alpia. Alpia. I need to get to Hawaii. I can go see JoJo and yeah, I need to visit there. Halpia, that sounds good. Primarily coconut. Oh, and it's creamy too. Oh, Lord. That sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. I love coconut. Like, with me being as picky about food as I am, and me being picky about the textures of food, people trip out that I like coconut. They're like, how can you like coconut when you don't like the texture of most things? But I do. I like Bluebell, but I don't like banana flavored things. Really? But you eat banana pudding? Just real bananas in my banana pudding. But coffee. Have you tried their banana pudding? I'm like, it is really, really good. Like, I would not, I'm very picky. So if I say something's delicious, it's delicious. It's really, really good. Really good. Right now, I've got like 3 pints of Bluebell in my freezer. I think I have 4 total pints. I think I have 3 Bluebell and 1 Haagen-Dazs in there right now. The worst I got was 8 pints and a half a gallon. That's the worst we've had in here. And I said, oh Lord, we have a problem. Nope, I don't like most people's banana pudding. My family loves my banana bread. Caramel cake. Okay, see y'all. Why are we talking about pastries with the pastry queen? Why are we doing this? I'm gonna have nightmares about pastries that I can't have. That and real bananas is the only banana thing I eat too. Wow, as long as it's more. So you never like the banana Laffy Taffies and stuff like that? I bet it's dry, so send me some and I will tell you. Michelle, you funny. Trying to get her to send you some. And that's too funny. I made, maybe I should do this on my next Bake With Me recipe. I found a really good recipe online. It was a banana blueberry bread. What caught my attention was that it was just pretty. Like, it was a loaf. It was just pretty, and I love a pretty pastry. Okay, and it was so good, and it just to have these big plump blueberries in there, and I didn't think I was gonna like the combination of the banana with the blueberry, but it was so good. That'll be the next bake with me that I'll have to do. Coconut cake and cassata cake. What is cassata cake? Ooh, y'all got me excited. Hold on a minute. Y'all know I gotta write stuff down when I'm on the phone, on the live with y'all. So cassata cake and hapia. Hapia. Oh no, not the banana Laffy Taffy. The banana runts are the best. I need proof from Coffee and Working Mom. Me too, Michelle. We want proof, Coffee and Kate. We want proof. He's already said his sons love it too and eat it up too. Send me your banana bread recipe and I'll send you my banana pudding. How about y'all just both send them to everybody, huh? How about that? Yeah. How about that? And maybe I'll share the recipe for that cake over there I showed y'all. I love bananas, but not banana flavor. I love the banana runts the best. When I could get the packs where you could see how many were in there, I would only grab the packs that had the most banana ones in there. I love the banana Laffy Taffies. Oh yeah, I love banana candy. I do. I don't really care to eat a banana itself. I like, do you remember how in school they used to mix the bananas with the strawberries? I like that. And like they serve it like that at a lot of buffets and stuff. I can eat it like that. But I'm not a fan of just eating a banana. I love bananas, but not bananas. It sounds good. Strawberry, custard, and sponge like cake. Oh, goodness. That sounds so good, Cheryl. You know what? I just need to do like a road trip and just come have y'all cook me some pastries. Not banana. Not banana now and later? Really, Coffee? What? Those were the best. The banana ones. The strawberry banana stuff is yucky. Coffee. Coffee, you're killing me. You're killing me. Strawberry banana stuff is not horrible. You gotta look it up for exact ingredients of cassata cake. Yummy. So let me tell y'all, since I tell y'all I love coconut cake, right? So we were in Sam's yesterday, and we like to go to the magazines because they got these really nice food magazines in there. And so one of them had, lo and behold, coconut cake on the front cover. So I started looking up the recipe in the magazine. I told my brother, would I be wrong if I snap a picture of this? He's like, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to buy the magazine. I was like, who's gonna say anything? So he's like, what's it called? And it was called old fashioned Southern coffee cake, I think is what it's called. And so he starts searching it on his phone. And he was like, okay, does it have this and this and this? So he was reading off the ingredients, and I was telling him they were the exact same ones in the magazine. Boom, we got the recipe, y'all. We got the recipe. I gotta make that cake. If you could have just seen the texture of it, and it uses real coconut milk and real coconut and some coconut extract. Ooh, yeah. We gonna be making that cake. He ain't gotta eat none. He can stay on his little diet. I'm gonna have my pastries. You gotta look it up for exact ingredients. Yep. You hate strawberry banana yogurt? What? Coffee and cake? What is wrong with y'all? So I hate when they give me a smoothie recipe and it has add banana. I snap pics all the time. I wanted to, but he told me not to. I wanted to snap that photo, but hey, we still found the exact same recipe. So I'm good. I'm good. We used to buy a lot of like these cooking magazines. We used to buy them every single month, which was crazy because we should have just got the subscription, which would have been cheaper. But we would just get it every month in the store, and we still, after all these years, still use so many of those recipes. Like the chili mac that I had posted on Instagram, that recipe comes from there. The actual recipe like calls for like ground beef, but of course I use the vegetarian version. But yeah, y'all making y'all Y'all gonna have me eating some pastries like crazy when I get off of this live. That's why I got to get on the treadmill now, because I cannot give up my pastries. Like, I just cannot do it. I can't give them up. I love them too much. And I did cut down on muffins because I was eating muffins like almost every morning. And the main reason I cut back on those is because the grocery store I was getting them from, they stopped selling my favorite one. Put a pastry on the treadmill. Oh goodness, you need keto and gluten-free alternatives. Wow. Yeah, man, y'all got me. Y'all got me all messed up over here. All messed up. I'm going to my bakery Friday. This bakery sells a blueberry pecan scone. Do y'all know how some scones are usually dry? Not this one. I will never forget the first time I had it. I said it's like a blueberry cloud in your mouth. It is so fluffy and it's so soft, and it's like a blueberry cloud. It's beautiful. Zucchini, carrot, and berry muffins are delicious. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I haven't had zucchini bread in a long time, and there was a good recipe in that magazine at Sam's for some zucchini bread, and that's the only way I eat zucchini. In that chili mac that I made, it usually has zucchini in there, and then zucchini bread. Keto because I want to lose weight, gluten free because I'm gluten intolerant, and I think it's triggering my migraines. Ooh, my older brother was having that same problem. I thought it was just something from the military at first, because his head is big. But that could be the same problem that he's having, because he kind of started trying to do some gluten-free stuff. But I just thought, you got a big head. They gave you something in the military. That's why you're having those migraines. But yeah. So you definitely want to do gluten-free. You don't want that problem. That's for sure. And I think I've only had one migraine in my life, and that was one too many for me. I actually like raw sliced zucchini with it. Not a fan of zucchini. I was supposed to add it to that chili mac that I had, but I took so long to cook it. And when I got ready to cook it, my zucchini wasn't any good anymore, and I didn't feel like running to the store. So I just omitted it that day, but that's like the only recipe that I use, because I think I can stand it a little bit more on the crunchy side than if it gets kind of soggy, because when it's cooked too long, it gets that texture like eggplant, and I hate the texture of egg. Oh, the texture of eggplant is just gross. Fried up zucchini with peppers and onions. Add cheese if you want to. I want to try zucchini chips. My brother used to make, he made these zucchini, like, fajita tacos. And he would, like, cut up the zucchini, like, in kind of like cubes, kind of. And he would add refried beans and corn and made tacos out of that. And I thought about it because I just saw it in one of those magazines that we have when I was looking through there the other day, and I was like, oh, I remember when he used to make this. I had dry scones from Starbucks in Hawaii. Starbucks used to have the best coffee cake. It's not as great as it used to be. Not by a long shot, but it's okay. But it used to be really, really good. Now, it used to be the only thing I would go into Starbucks for was the coffee cake. And they would always be like, would like coffee? No, I want the coffee cake. I don't want any coffee to go with it. I just want the coffee cake. So, yeah. But I don't really eat anything else. When I was in Seattle, I had a muffin by them and some other kind of Danish. It was a raspberry something kind of Danish thing they had, and those were good. But otherwise, I don't do Starbucks. I don't like Starbucks except their Red Bull smoothie. They make milkshakes? I didn't know they made milkshakes. And I think I told y'all when I left my school last year, the last week of school, all the kids were giving me Starbucks gift cards. And I was like, when did they ever see me come in here with coffee? I told them I don't like coffee. Why y'all give me these Starbucks gift cards? Did you go to the original Starbucks in Seattle? I walked past it. The line was incredibly long to get in there. And then they have this new Starbucks there that's kind of like a gastro pub kind of feel, I guess. And it was the latest thing in Starbucks there, and we went there as well. But yeah, there was a huge line at the original one. It was crazy. I only get tea at Starbucks. They have a secret menu. Yeah, I've gotten hot chocolate there. Now, the first time I got a hot chocolate at Starbucks, it was like dirty, muddy water. Hot, dirty, muddy water. It was so nasty that I started putting coffee creamer in it to try and make it taste like something. But the last time I had it, they redeemed themselves because it was actually pretty good. I was reluctant to try it, but it was actually pretty good. I didn't know that some of them have shakes. I think it depends on the location and the barista. Okay. Wow. Wow. Well, y'all, I need to go cook my dinner and eat my cake. So, how many of us are having pastries when we get off of this live? Raise your hands. Wait a minute, they have a snickerdoodle hot chocolate? What? I love snickerdoodle. They have a snickerdoodle hot chocolate. Oh, I'm going to put those gift cards to use now. Wow. The apple cider is delicious. I don't think they have. Oh, you're fasting coffee. All right. What? I'm going to have to try snickerdoodle hot chocolate. Mmm. Hot apple cider with caramel. Oh, that sounds good. See, how am I ever going to lose weight if y'all keep talking about stuff y'all talk about on my lives? Shame on y'all. And the only hot chocolate that I like, and they make it all year. All right, see, so I'm not the only one that's going to have a pastry when we get off of here. Homework, try the snickerdoodle hot chocolate. So let me write that down. Starbucks, snickerdoodle hot chocolate. That sounds really good. I'm going to have to try that for real. And I don't mind eating hot chocolate. I mean, drinking hot chocolate like all year long. I don't need cold weather for a hot tea or a hot chocolate. The tea with the balls in it at the bottom, boba tea. I don't like those balls. I tried them. I can't do it. Ask them to put the caramel around the cup before they add the cider. Oh, I'm not going to have a pastry. I'm going to practice self-control. Why you put LOL at the end of that, Michelle? I might have me a couple of pieces of cake when I get off. Boba tea. I don't like those. I think it's like tapioca, right? And that's the crazy thing. I used to love tapioca pudding when I was a kid. My mom used to make it for us, but I can't eat those tapioca balls. I can't do it. I don't know. It could, I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it. So now y'all given me ideas for the million Starbucks gift cards that I have. I will have a piece of cake for you, coffee. I sure will. I wait until Thursday and Friday for sweets. Yeah, I'm making a pastry run on Friday. I'm going to try to limit myself to 2 pastries, my muffin and my scone. Thanks for Tuesday chat. It was awesome. Have a blessed night. You too, Cheryl. So I'm going to get off. Homework. Have a pastry and smile. Instead of have a Coke and a smile, have a pastry and smile. Pastries make me smile a lot more than Coca-Cola, that's for sure. But don't forget about the Miss Maker Challenge. Those of you that want to join in on that, I'm going to be posting my DIY tomorrow. I'm going to do another simple one that people can easily make, and then I'll progress to some more complicated DIYs after that. But you guys have a good night. Happy pastry munching. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Don't forget to slay, subscribe, like, and accept the alerts. You guys are too awesome. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.